Hey guys, and welcome to Star Test, the show where we break down various ships found in Star Citizen. Today we take a look at the F7C Hornet, which is a civilian close support ship with a length of 23 meters and a mass of 21,494 kilos. It is very obvious straight off the bat that this ship is built for a brawling. It is not a light fighter, it's not a stealth fighter, it's not a quick hit and run. It is an absolute brawler. It's built like a tank, it fights like a tank, it flies like a tank. Now, that isn't to say that it isn't maneuverable and it can't turn very well. However, compared to other fighters that you'll find out there in the galaxy, it isn't the speediest with its top speed, and there are more maneuverable ships out there. Now, with a crew capacity of 1 and a cargo capacity of 12, the Hornet does have very limited cargo capacity, meaning you can theoretically do cargo missions, you can theoretically do trade missions. However, it would have to be extremely light goods, and in the long run it will probably be more beneficial to use this ship as a fighter more than a cargo ship, because you will most likely maximize your profits by fighting over cargo running. Now, when we look at the primary engines that the Hornet is equipped with, it is equipped with a single massive TR4 engine, which for the size and the weight of this ship is an absolutely massive engine to have, and it is more than enough to give it the speed it needs to fight. And speaking of its top speed, we have a combat speed of 220 and 325 with boost, and a cruise speed of 615 meters per second. So as far as speed goes, it will be able to keep up with a lot of the fighters of its class. It will be able to keep up with them in a fight and such. However, against the fastest of interceptors, the racing ships, and that class of ship, it may be outclassed in some situations. What the Super Hornet lacks in speed, it more than makes up with its maneuvering engines. So for its maneuvering engines, it has 8 TR2 engines, which might not sound massive, TR2. However, these are really well positioned. They're positioned in a way which it can spin really quickly. So talking about its turn time, it can do a pitch 360 spin in 5.9 seconds, a yaw 360 spin in 5.1 seconds, and a roll 360 spin in 4.2 seconds. Now bear in mind that those times are taken while standing still, they are not while in combat, and they were tested by a point of interest and making a spin, and then checking how long it took for that spin. So for a 4.2 roll and a 5.1 yaw, it is an extremely quick turner with its thrusters, and that just helps with it keeping its weapons on point. And speaking of the weaponry of the Hornet, it does not come equipped with fixed mounts. However, you can equip them if you get the weaponry to do so. It comes equipped with 2 S4 gimbal mounts, 2 S1 pylon mounts, which just for the standard payload, bear in mind that you can add more. You can have all gimbal weapons on this if you wanted to, and it makes it an absolute destruction for what it is. Obviously, it's not the biggest of fighter, it's not the heaviest of fighter, not the strongest of fighter. There are bigger guns out there. However, for its size, it has some tremendous weaponry, some tremendous firepower, and the fact that all of them can be gimbaled if you choose so makes it extremely deadly if you are using a mouse, obviously, so you can get the most out of those gimbals. For joysticks, not so much, but it is still a destructive weapon. You can use them all as fixed, you can change them all to fixed weapons, and then you get the benefit of having the extra size up, which makes it even more destructive if you can aim it. As far as man turrets go, it obviously doesn't have any man turrets. However, there is a variant that can have a man turret, which is the Super Hornet, which we will talk on in a later video, as it is a completely different ship in its own rights. However, it does have a size 2 unmanned turret, and it can equip a size 1 unmanned turret. Now, speaking about its power plant, the Hornet comes equipped with a size 2 power plant. The Super Hornet and the Military Hornet can equip a size 3 power plant. However, for the Standard Hornet, the Ghost Hornet and the Tracker Hornet, you can only have a size 2 power plant, but it is more than enough for the weapons and shield that it got. Speaking of its shield, it has a size 4 shield, which, again, just like the weaponry, isn't a massive shield, but for the size of the ship and for the role of the ship, it is more than enough shield. It just makes this ship such a destructive weapon on the galaxy that if you take damage, your chances are you'll kill them before they get your shield down, and then obviously you're not taking any hull damage whatsoever, and that just makes you last longer. And even when you do take hull damage with the Hornet, it's built with so much redundancy, and it is built so well in the thruster positioning, the maneuvering thruster positioning, that even if you lose a wing, maybe you lose 2 wings, you're going to lose the weapons, but you will not lose control of your ship. So enough with the nitty gritty statistical stuff of the Hornet. Let's take this beast into a cooperative Vandal swarm, and we'll see firsthand just how this ship actually performs in a fight, which at the end of the day is what it's primarily intended to do. It's primarily intended to fight. It's close support, so it's a brawler ship. It's meant to be sort of in your face, and essentially the tank equivalent of a fighter ship. It's not really intended to sort of hit and run. It's not really intended to, stay below the radar. It's intended to take the hits and deliver the hits, and in that it does it very well. So it looks like we've only got one cooperative partner, but that's fine. We should be fine just on our own. Well, not just on our own, but with just one person and an NPC. There's normally more NPCs than that, but not to worry. So, as you can see, the visibility from the ship isn't too bad. It's not the greatest. Obviously, there are ships that have much more visibility. It's got the struts, and it's got the screens above. And the struts are quite thick, which does obstruct the view a little bit, but it isn't too bad. It's not too obstructive. You can see what you need to see. You can see directly in front, and you can see left and right and above quite well. And I'm not sure if we took out that guy. I think Gary took that guy out. Not a problem. And as you can see with the gimbaled guns, it's really easy to keep on target, especially with how relatively quick this ship turns. The only thing you do have to watch out for is crashing into things, because obviously with its heavy weight and its big size, it carries quite a lot of momentum in turns. So a lot of the time when you think you're flying straight, you're actually still drifting way left. And in the Hornet, the most of the times that I die, it's down to crashing into something, not so much being killed. So yeah, it's something to get used to, but once you get used to how she handles and how the momentum works on the ship, it's not such a big deal. So there isn't really much more to talk about with this ship, because we've spoken about all of its firepower and everything. So for the rest of this video, I'm just going to let you watch the rest of this fight. I'm not going to do the whole Vandal Swarm because it will go on for way too long, but I will let you enjoy the rest of this, and you can just see how she performs for yourself and see if you might be interested in the ship. So, laters, taters.
Forward hit. Shields charging. Shields charging. Target destroyed. Forward proximity alert. Target destroyed. Forward proximity alert. Aft proximity alert. Shields charging. Shields charging. Target destroyed. Shields full. Shields charging. Target destroyed.
Zero
Shields
hostile
full.
contacts remaining. Contact. Elite units en route.
Bogey scanning. Bogey. Target destroyed. Forward proximity alert. Target destroyed. Aft. Shields charging. Target destroyed. Forward hit. Shields charging. Forward proximity alert. Target destroyed.
Warning. You are approaching simulation boundary.
Shields charging.
Warning.
Target
You are
destroyed.
approaching simulation boundary. Elite units eliminated. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Bogey scanning. Scanning. Shields full. Target destroyed. Aft. Shields charging. Target destroyed. Shields charging. Shields charging. Proximity alert. Shields full. Target destroyed.
0 hostile contacts remaining. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Bogey. Bogey. Scanning. Scanning. Target destroyed.
Warning. You are approaching the simulation boundary. Warning. You are approaching the simulation boundary.
Shields charging. Target destroyed. Shields full. Target destroyed. Forward proximity alert. Aft proximity alert. Shields charging. Shields full. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Forward proximity alert. Aft proximity
0 hostile
alert.
contacts remaining. Contact. Elite units en route.
Bogey scanning. Scanning. Forward shields charging. Target destroyed. Forward proximity alert. Aft shields charging. Proximity alert. Stop. Proximity alert. Forward proximity alert. Shields full. Proximity alert. Shields charging. Forward proximity alert. Shields